I'm Chermaine Emelife. I'm commonly known as Dr. Emelife. I'm a kidney specialist, who you refer to as a nephrologist. I practice in Atlanta, Georgia. I schooled at the University of Nigeria, College of Medicine in Nsukka. Graduated many years ago. I don't think you want me to say when, because it probably will tell you how old I am. I think I had my age pretty well, but the bottom line is it's been a long time, and obviously spent years of internship, residency, fellowship, and I've been a nephrologist for 25 years. So that tells you how long I've been doing this. But more importantly, I make it a practice to come back to the country, especially working with the Association of Nigerian Physicians in Americas, to participate in a give back program where we provide free service to the underserved, because we believe that we have gained from the country. My basic background was achieved as a student here at the University of Nigeria, College of Medicine in Nsukka and Enugu campus, and we thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Unfortunately, we've seen that in the years following our graduation, the country unfortunately has regressed and things have been more difficult. So, and it's not just difficult financially, it's difficult health-wise, it's difficult in such a manner that people are struggling, and that's really struggling in every category. So the little we can do is to provide a healthcare expertise to help them, and at the same time, assist the doctors that are here in the country, holding the tough, help them capacity build, help them train, and exchange experiences. One thing I can say is, from the many years I've been coming back, I've also learned things that I had lost, because I don't practice that way, but there is value in being able to practice in a resource-poor country. So you learn other ways of managing patients. Obviously, some of the pathologies we see are so overwhelming that we know that ordinarily we will manage them differently, but we work with what we have and make it happen. My one regret, though, is that we're not able to follow up on these patients like I would follow up on my patients in America. In America, if I saw a huge hypertensive patient, like I've been seeing in these missions in the last few months, with blood pressures 236, 120, I know that these patients, I will put them into the hospital, observe them, and see to the end that their blood pressures are well controlled before I let them out of my sight. I can't do that here because we don't have admitting privileges, and even if I did, we're not here long enough for it, so I need to depend on other people to follow up. And then the patients are so poor that they don't even follow up because they can't pay for the service we've provided them. So my hope is, as we change administration in this country, they start or begin to value the need of good health care for everybody, including the poor. It should be a right, actually. People should be able to access health without having to lose their last dime or their last penny before they can get it. I'll stop here. I grew up in a physician family. My father and my mother, my father being a physician and my mother a nurse tutor. And all around me in the larger family, I'm surrounded by physicians. So it only made sense that I'll follow that path naturally. And I can say that at the time I was training, the time I trained, being a physician in this country was really a good experience. We had the supplies we needed to treat patients. We were able to take care of all kinds of pathologies. There was a vast array of things we could do for patients it really was very close to what I see in the United States where I work now. There was much better quality care, health care. I never remembered where patients had to lay on spring beds without any mattress, or where we had to send patients to go buy their medications because the hospital didn't have it. There was a supply in the hospital and patients just paid their bill. There was always a bed and patients would bring their sheet if they wanted, but there was always a sheet. There was running water, and the basic needs to provide healthcare was there. The institutions were clean, and places you would be happy to tell somebody to come meet up with you so you can go out and do whatever else. But since I left the country, with the years following, I've been alarmed at what I see when I go into some institutions. My experience, this mission, however, is a little bit different because we were in a private hospital, and it was very encouraging to see a private hospital that was trying to maintain the standards that I knew over 30 years ago in this country. I also was in the country in January in a different mission in Imo State, and I also was very happy to see another private hospital that maintained the same kind of standard that I would see in the United States and in Nigeria of 35 years ago. So what I would say is there is hope for us if we can just take our time and really go back to the basics and improve the circumstances for the common man. So every day I wonder when Nigeria would be better, and every time we have an election, I hope that we get the next best leader that will get us to that position. I can only continue to hope and pray, and then we on our own part will continue to do the best that we can. I believe that healthcare, probably if given to the private sector, may begin to flourish. My problem is, how will the people pay for it? Without good work, without good infrastructure, without them having an ability to earn a living, they might not be able to afford care in the health sector. So that pushes us back to the general hospitals. In the United States, like I know, many of the hospitals are not even owned by the government, but people are able to access care. And that's because the majority of the people can work, and then the government also subsidizes care for the people. So perhaps if our governments can provide good hospitals, maybe they need to think about subsidizing care, at least to some extent, for majority of the people, not just for civil servants, but for everybody based on criteria that goes well beyond whether you're working for the government or not. Because it's government for everybody, not just government for the civil servants, right? And all children must have an opportunity, and it behooves the government to give the children the opportunity by giving them good health so that they can be healthy enough to even learn. They need food so they can be healthy and they can learn, and then they can contribute and give back to this country where they live so we can continue to improve. So just simple little things like that perhaps will get us started and lead Nigeria on the right footing to be great again. I truly believe Nigeria can be great again. I don't know if it will be in my lifetime. I didn't meet a bad Nigeria, so that means that there's hope. And I'm not that old, so if I can remember days in schools, in my university, that it wasn't really bad. I didn't have to do funny things to get graduate or to get scores. I just learned, and I had the stuff I needed to learn. It's not too far ago. We should be able to get back to that level, and we can do it because Nigeria is so progressive, and we have a lot of smart people. We just need to focus in. The leadership needs to focus in and do small steps to get us to where we need to be so we can flourish again. That's my recommendation for all that is worth. Thank you.